can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
I just want to get on live though. I wanted to kind of share my thoughts and whatnot, you know what I mean? There's been a lot of things, a lot of things changing. I done went through a lot of evolutions in my thought processes. And yeah, I'm starting to like what I see. What's going on? Welcome everybody in the room. Peace to everybody in the room. But the reason I'm going live is because, well, for one, I'm really proud. I'm really proud of everybody that's going online and speaking their mind. I want to shout out Armon. I want to shout out Kendra. I want to shout out, and even everybody who before that, you know what I'm saying, who was able to stick to their own moral compass and have the courage to speak about it online. I think that's a very courageous thing. It's bold, and it requires you to have faith in yourself. And I never really realized, to be real, what kind of spell I was under. I didn't, you know what I'm saying, just like most people didn't realize what kind of spell they was under, you know what I'm saying, being under a Leo. That was a crazy moment. I'm still processing the things that I experienced, you know? And so seeing people get online and coming out of that after I have, and I've had the ability and the help around me through my queen, my family members, to be able to understand, you know what I'm saying, reality versus, you know, a false reality. You know what I mean? I call it, you seem happier, I am happier, I'm thankful. What made me leave was that I was unhappy. You know what I'm saying? I think I realized that I just wasn't serving my purpose. I feel like I was being drained. And I started to forget why I was even there. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's a whole story behind why I left. I got fed up. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm fed up. It's not really working out for me. And I don't like the way that I'm being treated on a daily basis. To be real with you, I can't even answer that question. I have no idea. I feel like I left when I was supposed to leave. And that's what matters. You know what I mean? That I got out of that environment and put myself in a better reality for myself. You know? But yeah, I just want to get on here and just shout out everybody who's gotten on here before I left and after, and is recovering, healing, connecting deeper to themselves and healing their relationships with their families and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of that. That's love. I love seeing that. And, we're going to keep developing. What was the moment like when you woke up and decided no more?
So what?
They said, what was the moment when you woke up and decided no more? Yo, funny story actually behind that. Funny story behind that question. So actually, this is like right before Alejo got locked up. Who was it? Kite was there. This is like when Kite came back. And I had a day when I woke up. And I woke up and everything, it was like everything in my body, everything in my soul, my heart was telling me to leave. It was like, I can't explain it to you. I woke up, boom. And I used to sleep like right in the dining area right by the window. So I woke up And I'm like, everything in my soul is like, yo, walk out the door. I can't. And I felt like that before, you feel what I'm saying? But I can't even tell you. I think the thing that was no more was that I realized I can't exist how I want to exist. And that didn't make sense to me. Like, how long do I have to exist against how I feel like I should exist? And that's really the issue. The issue is going against your own program. You're going against your own nature. And eventually, you know what I'm saying? You done drank yourself so much you realize, like, damn. You know what I'm saying? How long are you going to keep yourself down before you know what I mean? Like anything in life, that it's just the extent of it, the intensity of it was like, why? Why would you put yourself through that?
I mean, you had a reason in the beginning, but after a while.
Right. Nah, I don't really worry about no charges. I don't think I have nothing to worry about. Do you speak to any of the members? Yeah, a few of them. I don't know if they care about if that's displayed, but I definitely keep in touch. I mean, yeah, I keep in touch. I seen Caliber with some new music, or ish. I don't know. I'm not sure what he go by, but you know what I'm saying? Chopped it up with him real quick. You know what I'm saying? Stay tapped in with Solar every once in a while. You know, a few people. Mama Star's been living with me for a few months. I've been helping everyone as much as I can. Reach out if you need anything. I appreciate that. Thankful for what you're doing. Oh, that's a great question. Do you think he belongs where he is in jail? All right, well, I'll tell you what. I think that everything that he did definitely requires, you know what I'm saying, you have to answer for what you do. That's for anybody. That's me, the next man. Just me personally, though, I really don't wish jail on nobody. I think it's one, like, especially if you want somebody to do better or learn from what they did. I mean, don't get me wrong. It can put you in an isolative state. You know what I'm saying? I haven't did much jail time, but, you know, from what I hear, it could really transform your life. I just feel like it would be nice if the reformation of people was better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watch a lot of jail shows. Shout out to my wife. She be putting me on. And I done seen all type of prisons in different parts of the world that's not, you know, like the prisons here, where they actually care about reforming people and stuff like that. So, I mean, I just feel like he need help. You feel me? Just like anybody else that would have any issue. And I would want that for anybody, you know what I'm saying, to get the proper help. To actually learn from what you're doing and to become a better person in general, all around. I'm always for that. Shit, he might. I mean, I live in the moment. I don't know. I don't even really think about it. For real, you know what I'm saying? I think I've been so focused on just processing, you know what I'm saying? I didn't realize. It's like, you know, you go there with the intent of healing traumas, and you kind of take on traumas. You take on traumas as well in the process. So then when you leave, you're still dealing with yourself. You're still dealing with traumas and things that you didn't understand from the environment. You have to consider the environment you're in. So I've been more so focused on just becoming stable, you know, within myself and creating a happy life, like creating the essence, like getting back to my life. You know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes prison makes you worse. I'm in Mexico right now. Like close to like Cancun, like the beach area. Have anyone heard from True or know why? I don't know nothing about that. Nah, I really don't. I really, for the most part, I just stay in my own lane. I mean, we working on music. You know what I'm saying? I've been making a lot of music to, I guess, what's the word? Transmute. Yeah, transmute the energy. Everything I've been learning. So, you know what I'm saying? I have a song dropping this Friday called Enough. And so, like, the whole thing behind it in my mind is kind of, I really was asleep. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Slick thought I was woke, but sleep, that's crazy. And then so arrogant about it. It's dumb as hell, really. when you think about it. But it's like in my mind, I guess after having enough of my own, what was it called? Imposter syndrome is what they call it. It's like when you're not being yourself. Imposter syndrome. After being fed up of enough of that within myself, it's like you don't really care to accept that from anything else in your reality. So it's like enough's enough. Is at this point is I'm living my life. I'm not going for allowing myself to be surrounded by any energies that don't have my well-being, like my interests and mine. That's, you know what I'm saying, really harmonizing with my energy. So yeah, enough's enough. That it's a wrap. Never ever will I put myself in such an environment without voicing my, you know what I'm saying, and standing on myself. That was a big lesson for real. For real. Yeah, Mexico's a dope place. It's really cheap to live out here too. I mean, there's a lot of Americans that's moving to Central America, Costa Rica, Mexico, because it's so easy. You could work online now, or you know, jobs like, you know, they let you do remote things, and it's nice. That song Way, I don't even know if I have access to that song. I forgot about that. I think they took that with the hard drives. So how did you and wifey meet? That's a story.
What?
They said, how did you and wifey meet? I said, that's a story. That might be a story for another live.
Why? Give people what they want.
Give them what they want.
Give them what they want. What they really want.
What they really, really want. I'll think about it. It said, what's the wildest moment you saw in your years? I don't even know. I don't even know how to come at that question. Like, I might have to put that shit in a book. I don't. The wildest shit. I might have to come back with you with like a top 3 and really manifest on that, because
Top 3.
for real, it's a lot of wild moments. They said, period. Listen to wifey. Yeah. Yeah, I've been in contact with Newbie as well as all my children. That's a fact. I mean, I guess we could talk about that. I could tell y'all a story about how we met. But before I go into that, I just want to reiterate, shout out to anybody who previously put themselves in either that specific environment or anything similar and was able to break free, you feel me, and take their power back. Take their power back, rightfully so, and be productive. Do productive things with their life, and you know, that's good. To come into themselves. It's all important that we do that. Most definitely, I'm thankful, hippie-ish. I'm thankful. I appreciate that. All right, this is how we met. So really, here's the thing. My experience leaving was very crazy already, because, you know, when I left, I'm still in my mind. I'm like, why did I even come here? I'm like, I came here for this knowledge, right? This information, right? But a lot of the things that Leo's saying, I'm not really grasping. I'm like, you know, that's why it's called imposter syndrome, because you're not really being yourself. You know what I mean? Because you think, oh, this is the Almighty. So even sometimes shit you don't understand, you just tossing it aside. You're not really even think about it. So when I left, I go straight to the jungle. I literally went right to Mexico. And in Mexico, I did ayahuasca. So when I did ayahuasca, it just opened my brain. It just opened my whole pineal gland. I'm thankful, baby. Mm-hmm. It opened my whole pineal gland to where my reality I can't even, I'm telling you, I'm talking about everything from seeing shadow beings on the wall to meeting the angel of death to aliens. I'm talking about the whole 9. I'd have to write a book about that too. That's a whole nother story. So, long story short, I made my way back to the States. And this is actually around the time that I did that live. I did the live where I basically was renouncing carbonation and anything associated with it. And right after I had did that live in my house, it was an earthquake that shook literally the whole house. I didn't know what was going on. And let me set this up. Yeah, it shook the whole house up. So I basically got to a point where with everything I was dealing with, like psychologically, I was with my mom at the time, and I really felt like I needed a woman. Like I felt like I needed my woman, like within myself. You know what I mean? I felt like I needed that for myself. So I told my mom, I said, "Mom, look, I love you. I'm thankful for you having the space for me, but I have to go and get this nurturing that I know I need right now because of everything I just went through. There's certain things I just don't need to think about. You feel what I'm saying? I feel this yearning in me like I know it's there. So I end up in this, I end up getting a hotel room for like a week in Georgia, right? What happened, babe?
Nothing.
Oh, you want to turn it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I might have to move my legs so you can get in that a little bit. All right, so I end up getting this hotel room in Georgia. Going there to meet who I think is my, what you say, twin flame or whatever, right? So I go there and it don't go how I think it's about to go at all. It's not going how it's about to go. And I'm really at a low point in my mind because I'm like, and it's a whole bunch of other stuff that happened there. I'm not personally ready to say online. I'll probably release it at a different point in some other form. But what I'll say is I was at a very low point. And she had contacted me, I think right after I had did the live that I was denouncing carbonation. You saying you was proud of me or something. A lot of people had messaged me, but you messaged me at that time.
The live you did with Nate, yeah.
Yeah, with Fi. And I don't know how we got in contact again. I don't know if you sent me the poem. You sent me a poem.
Tell him how you dubbed me.
Nah.
Dude ain't even listen to my poem when I sent it.
No, I didn't. It's for real. I didn't. She sent me a whole poem, and it was like it was a very heartfelt poem. And I didn't listen to it. I was actually playing in the room. I think there's a couple other people there. I won't say their names. I don't know if they want to be mentioned, but yeah, I was playing it and I didn't even listen to it the first time. And then it was something like the next day, something told me go back and listen to it. Something told me go back and listen to it. So I listened to the poem and I realized that, you know what I'm saying, she was really coming from her heart. I felt everything she was saying. I'm like, what in the world? Why didn't I listen to this the first time? I was distracted. And I had, it was like that same day, I believe, or either the next day in the rise, and I had like a very deep moment where I went outside, I went and connected to the earth, and I was purging. I was just crying and releasing so much energy. And I felt like the earth shake, literally. It was like, I felt a whole dimension shift. I was just purging so much energy. And I had ended up calling her or hitting her up and telling her to call me. She called me, and I was letting her know what happened. Like, yo, da-da-da-da. I just started crying. She was like, are you serious? Like, I was just crying too. Like, I don't even know what this energy is. I just was crying for no reason. I don't even know why I was crying. And
well, I knew why I was crying.
Well, you said you didn't know why you was crying then.
Right, but I knew why I was crying.
Why you was crying?
Because I have been looking for you and I have been waiting for you. Mm-hmm. I have been expecting Musa long before he even knew I existed.
Mm-hmm.
His spirit was coming to me daily by this time.
All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then from there, it's history. You see, you know what I'm saying? You see where we at.
Man, you the worst storyteller. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said, what about your children? What about therapy and health screenings after leaving a sex cult? I mean, I think all that stuff is important. I mean, health is important. I definitely see my children. And in terms of the therapy, I definitely get that. I mean, I get that through my woman. I get that through my queen. You feel me? So I'm definitely still that. No, I'm not poly. I'm actually monogamous. I don't believe or practice polygamy at all. She is beautiful, isn't she? I'm grateful.
I'm grateful.
Hopefully, this message gets to the person who needs to hear this. Any queen, any queen, any king who has been through a very narcissistic environment because they were trying to understand themselves spiritually and understand the world from a better place. If you were subjected to a narcissistic experience, dive into you. Dive into you. Don't worry about your baby dad. Don't worry about people judging you. Don't worry about too much about the wrong that you've done, the lies that you've told. Try not to worry about that stuff too much. What you need to worry about is your mental health. The way to tackle mental health is by getting to know who you are and authentically expressing yourself. You might have some mental illness from being regretful for certain things you said, for certain things that you've done, but that doesn't define you. That never will. What will define you and what does define you is who you authentically are and how you overcome this experience by detaching yourself from this narcissistic experience and becoming a better person. Dive into you. And I've had some serious issues with this, like serious issues with diving into me, because I then became afraid of myself because of all of the lies that I told, all of the people I've neglected, all of the situations that I've been in that were completely against who I completely was. But take a moment and come back to yourself and center yourself. If you have a child, you should bring that child along that journey with you to tapping back into who you are. Allow your child to get to know who you authentically are and start to do the work to rebuild the foundation that you had them growing in and under for so long within the first 3 to 4 years of their lives. Tap into you. What do you like? What don't you like? Express those things wholeheartedly. Be who you are. Don't let people try to tell you who you are. Don't let people try to massage you to who they want you to become. And I'm not saying be an extremist and completely shut people out who want to love you and who are there for you. You know right from wrong. You've already swallowed that red pill. There's no turning back. But what you can do is take all of the information and the knowledge that you've learned in that toxic situation, turn it into wisdom, and learn from your mistakes. Learn from the things that you've been through so that you can push that wisdom to the children that you have now and the children that you will have in the future. When you start to tap into you, I must tell you that you're going to have to do a lot of inner work. You're going to have to go back to your childhood to understand why you attracted a narcissistic person to you. Why did you attract a person to you that will use the most vulnerable part of who you are against you? What did you go through as a child that made you feel so unloved to the point where you couldn't even see the truth of the matter in being in that narcissistic relationship? Once you unravel these childhood traumas, once you do the inner work to unravel yourself from these traumatic experiences, even if it wasn't from childhood, you'll then be able to understand why you were in the situation that you were. And beyond that, above that, you have a purpose in this life. The world that we live in is going into a new world. a more organic world, a more self-sustainable world. There was no reason why you experienced what you experienced. Everything you experience is for a reason. Now is not the time to throw away the knowledge. Now is the time to apply the knowledge for real. Apply the wisdom for real. Not with somebody standing by your side holding your hand. Not with you attaching yourself to people, places, and things because you need to fill a void. You need to rest mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, so that you can get back in tune with thyself. When you heal and you rest from the things that you've been through and start to make peace with it and understand it from a different perspective, that's when you'll be able to open up and truly live in the purpose that you're here to fulfill. If you are asking God, source, universe, whatever you call it, to guide you, direct you, open you up to things so that you can tap into who you authentically are, allow that process. Allow other people in your world, in your reality, to know that. Do not backtrack being in new relationships after getting out of that narcissistic relationship. That's to propel you forward. That trauma is to propel you forward. You're changing lives. You are an inspiration. You have somebody to teach. You have somebody to inspire, to heal. You have somebody to reach back to tell the right thing. You have experience now. You have wisdom now. You have a beautiful child now. You have blessings now. What seems so tragic, what seems so disheartening. So Queen, I urge you, King, I urge you to tap back into you. Get to know yourself and live from an authentic place, and never allow anybody to come into your world now that would make you be anyone other than who you naturally are. Peace to all the kings and the queens out there who are growing, who are healing, and who are shining. Until next time, later.
Lift me up, hold me down, keep me close.